Oh, that's not good. Hang on a sec. Okay, so that needs to go up there. Alright. So hang on. That needs to come down here. Oh, that's strange. So it's muted. Okay, so I think we need to unmute it there. And then just bring it down. Then go to here. But it's not even showing up. Huh. Alright, well let's try reloading it. That is strange. Turn that off for now. All right. There we are. That's what we wanted. Brilliant. Am I feeling better? I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm a little bit low energy still, but... better than yesterday. Alright, so we are playing Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs. It's a sequel to the first Amnesia, but it's not made by the same team, and it'll become very apparent as we play through it just how different it is in terms of its, you know, its overall structure. I quite like it. It's definitely the weaker of the two, but it has some intense moments. Plus, it's super pretentious and, like, a third-year lit student type way that I really enjoy. How's that audio? Is that too loud? Can you hear me over the game? Let's turn it down to like 5. Here, let me see how it is your end. Yeah, I think it's okay. We'll go with this. One point down, maybe? We'll turn it down when we get to it. This game might just crash on me. I haven't played it in forever. We'll see. I'm hoping it just runs. But, you know. If it does crash, we will play something else. Oh, don't freeze. Come on. Come on, you're an old game. You can run. You can do it. I know you've done it before. Oh, thank God. It worked. He who makes a beast of himself removes himself from the pain of being human, Dr. Samuel Johnson. This was made by the Chinese Room, which also did a game called Dear Esther, which is loosely based off of Samuel Johnson's Journey to the Western Isles of Scotland. I'll talk about that later at some point, I'm sure.
Daddy. Daddy. Please don't kill me.
This is how I'm going to feel by the time I'm finished this Anti-Citizen X video review. Has anybody seen that? It's on the stagnation of philosophy. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. I'm trying so hard to keep an even temper in my response to it, but it's making it very difficult. In my dreams, I see a man dressed in jaguar skins. June 24th, 1899. Dressed in jaguar skins and feathered like a blooded saint. What came from the heart lubricated us. It crushed evil under its head and liberated us all. The fetid heat of the jungle mirrored somewhere behind my forehead. My temple pounds, the blood boils in my skull. It feels as if there is something alive there, a rat, a damn rat, gnawing through my brains, eating its way out into the world. Even the laudanum will not quell its endless hunger. I hear my children playing in the attic, but it fills me with terror, not love. What desperate thoughts are these? I don't know, this is such a purple sentence, I can't really understand it. Like, it's interesting. Like, there's a lot of, like, in the writing in this, like, there's a lot of... There's a pig mask. Intriguing. There's a lot of, sort of care to, you know, being formally appropriate. Like, there's not an overuse of repetitious language or what have you. Like, it's technically better writing on a strictly formal sense from the writing of Amnesia: The Dark Descent. But it's also way worse because it's deliberately unclear for the sake of sounding smart. And if you actually know, like, they'll start using some very strange terminology later on, where this will really be brought out, because they'll use terms incorrectly, sort of indicating that they were using a thesaurus and looking for synonyms that were more complicated sounding than the actual original terms.
Find us.
No, I'd rather not. And there's a lot more limitations in this one. So, like, for example, I can lift this chair, but I can't, for instance, interact with the candles. I can't pick up the books. Nothing in the windows. So, like, you could really touch the windows in Amnesia 1. That is a space heater. And of course, most of the doors have belt buckles on them for some reason. However, one thing that's really interesting about this game is that there's a lot more attention paid to the symbolism of the environment itself. Often, again, super pretentious and super purple and not really meaning anything, but it's sort of interesting to see the connections being made sometimes. In particular, you're going to see a lot of references to the Tower of Babel in this one. There's an interesting juxtaposition between the Tower of Babel and an Aztec stepped pyramid.
Papa, this way.
I'm going to fix the controls a little bit. They're different from what I had. So for run, I always use Alt. And for crouch, I of course use C.
There's a bad man coming.
Originally, this game was supposed to be ridiculously ambitious. It was going to span multiple time periods. You're going to use multiple characters. That never came to fruition. And of course, it was unrealistic. They were a small team. And they've only ever done walking simulators. This is the only game with actual gameplay they've made. Edwin and Enoch's Diary, October 11th, 1899. Daddy says there won't be a Christmas this year. He is much too busy. There won't be a Christmas this year. Nanny says we must not disturb him. He is ever so busy. He has gone for work before she wakes up, and often we are asleep before he returns. We found a bird in the garden with a broken wing. We gave it to Nanny, who said it was a filthy thing, and hid it with a rolling pin. Later, we crept downstairs to bury the body when everyone was asleep. There was a pig in the garden. We heard it sniffling about. Then Daddy came and said we had to come inside straight away. He was furious, but we think he'd been crying again. What the? Alright, there's something... There's a pig mask here, which means... Oh, there's Bonesaw. Oh, hang on. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so I think we go through here. Or I thought we went through here, but this doesn't seem to lead anywhere. Okay, hang on. We need to get our bearings. We can't get lost. What on earth? Okay, hang on one sec. What is beeping? We'll close that. There. Okay, we need to get through here. Those should not be rocking. I am deeply confused. There was supposed to be a clear path here. Can I just... Oh, of course. Oh, so stupid.
We're hiding, Daddy.
Come on, get out of there. There we go. And they have a much more interesting spread of paintings this time. It's not just landscapes. They've got like Hieronymus Bosch. I think I'm pronouncing that right. They still have some of the old ones. Like they have the ship. But there's a much bigger emphasis on modern. And of course we have model of an Aztec temple. I think that's the one at Tenochtitlan. Tenochtitlan? How do you pronounce that? Tenochtitlan? Tenochtitlan? And there will be a Peter Bruegel's Tower of Babel somewhere. There's a few of them. Oh, here we are. Right there.
You don't mind if I record this, do you? I find it most useful.
Ah, you have one of those wonderful departed bills. No, of course not, my dear fellow.
It's my own design, Professor, along with everything you see.
Most useful. You understand, of course, why the ministry sent me. That they have concerns.
Sunday, what's your favorite horror game? I like Soma, but I also love the environment of Amnesia 1. But honestly, in terms of mechanics, Alien Isolation. It's just so good. I think that's them fighting over the body of Patroclus. But I could be mistaken. And I won't describe that one. Can we pick that up? Nope.
precious eagle cactus fruit. Help us.
That refers to the founding of Tenochtitlan, which I believe, I forget the geography, but it's like, it's Lake, is it Lake Tex something? There was an eagle that carried like a heart and dropped it where the city would be built, something like that. It's been a long time. I got super into like Aztec history for a little while as a teenager when I was first into this. November 7th, 1898. The bank is refusing credit to the ignorant swine. I sit alone at night and weep. Once the children and servants are safely asleep when they cannot hear me. My darling, how I need you now. They say I have squandered my fortune, that my investment in these latest machines has ruined the family name. What? That I was to remain a local butcher? What are these two arms compared to the multitude that can be applied without pay, without tire, by adopting the mechanisms we find in the looms and the mills? But if the bank has its way, it will all come to nothing. If they come for the house, I swear I will kill them. I will kill them all. I will take my rifle, my rifle. Although, funnily enough, despite there being rifles everywhere, we never actually use one to defend ourselves, which is a little silly, I think. What are these books? Rego Vegetil? Okay. And horrific zombie children. Clockwork in the soul. Replacement is dissatisfactory, so like a pump. Better the intestinal canal like a tapeworm, already hosting intrusion and the breed. Brass better than copper, more resistant. Filaments sewn to bone hold. Marrow pipe removal with needle potential. Composite replacement straightforward, will respond to electromagnetic inducement to increase yield rate. Serum provides accelerated resetting, resulting in naturalized movement within 2 to 3 days. Subject still requires severing of frontal lobes to reduce emotional distress upon reactivation. Damn it, damn this wretched soul, if only it were clockwork. So interesting, so this painting's a one-way glass. And it appears that Mandus is a pervert.
This age of reason. An empire grown fat, ripe for the bleeding.
That's a little messed up. Just a little. Oh, what the hell is this? Oh, it's wiring. The sun god of the Aztecs commanded them to build a city where an eagle ate a heart or a snake post-conquest. They spotted this eagle on a cactus in the middle of Lake Texcoco. Thank you. I thought it was Texcoco. I didn't want to say that in case I got it wrong. Most of my Aztec history I got from Age of Empires 2, unfortunately. Although I do have a good book on it, by something Smith. Oh, and that's Charon. Oh, if there are any mods in the chat, by the way, I forgot to announce this on my Discord today. If you could do me a favor and let people know we're actually streaming, that would be swell. Alright, back in the mansion. Though the layout here is strange. Evil pigs. More Hieronymus Bosk. Is it Bosch or Bosk? I always thought it was Bosk. Oh, and this is Sultan on his deathbed having his harem executed. Lovely.
This way, Papa. Come and see.
I don't know if it's a Sultan. It's something. Some kind of ruler. This one's really horrific. She has a baby in wrappings, and then there's a pig in wrappings. There's a baby foot in the pot. It's a mad woman. Dieses Herz, schleif mein Kind, schlaf dein Herz schlagt unter meiner Hand und dich wichtigt. I'm not going to pretend I understand any of that, but it'd be cool if I could. It's supposed to be an Assyrian king the Greeks called Sardanapalus. Interesting. You think it's pronounced Bosk? Okay, that's useful, thank you. Yeah, okay, now we get to see the actual bust. So this is a Aztec priest or a warrior wearing a jaguar head. Yeah, I was right. So it's the Trojans and the Achaeans fighting over the body of Patroclus, who was the totally not gay lover of Achilles. It was kind of weird they made him his cousin in, wow, really repetitious. I've seen the same painting everywhere. They made him his cousin in the Brad Pitt Troy movie, which was okay, but for some reason they felt like they needed to reduce the time period of the war, because it was a 10 years long engagement, to like a few days. And take out all the stuff that makes it interesting. See, look at all these guns we could be defending ourselves with. It's a big-ass spider. Thank you very much. I just got here, what did I miss? I have actually no idea what you missed. This is a very confusing game. But we are now in the machine, which is ostensibly for pigs. What have we here? All right. They made the lovers and cousins in Sailor Moon 2 ruining art. I hope they, I hope they also remove the lovers part in addition to that. That could get unfortunate. Right, we're not going to go that way. What is the machine for pigs? You will see. It is very bizarre. December 20th, 1899. I am to have a visitor, the distinguished Professor Ah. He has come to ascertain my mental well-being after my prolonged absence from the club, but I am not stupid. He is here to spy for them. When they stalked the Ripper, he was often called to pontificate upon lacerations and missing organs. And now he comes to me, to doff and wheedle, and my dear sir, but you must still grieve, and perhaps just a quick look at your engines, the triumph of the age. He knows nothing of loss, nothing of sacrifice. But to refuse, that would simply poke the hornet's nest, invite a swarm of interlopers and thieves. I must entertain this buffoon and submit to his intrusion. Perhaps I should show him the tripery, see whether his stomach, so trained by rummaging in the innards of clumsily vivisected whores, is strong enough to stare into the real engines of his golden age. I may even introduce him to Jack, or his sons at least. We have stronger locks on the windows now, and we bring their toys to them. Interesting. Oh, yes. Can't remember. Was there something in here? Ah, yes, of course. Now that is interesting. What the hell? There is something in that bed. There is something big in that bed. What the hell? Can I drop something down there? I don't see anything to drop down there. It's just a chute. What does it lead to? It leads to a very poorly rendered conveyor belt by the look of it. What the hell is going on there? Actually, I wonder, we can probably put the graphics up to high now. Oh, texture quality is high. Put the shadows up. Oh, I'll need a restart to fix. Whatever. Anyways, we'll just keep going. What?
Hands are bleeding, raw. I scrub and scrub, but the smell will not lift.
Oh, this must be the
My
bed it
children
was
with
in.
these hands now. How can I kiss them goodnight with lips that have issued such instruction?
Oh, I'm not reading through this. Oh, we'll look at it briefly. Found documents. Old Sally I the daughter. Old Sally I the doll's cottager. Oh, she cometh snuffling by night round your door, with her pretty apron right down to the hoof, and her ringlets are fair, and her eyes china blue, like a half-buried hand in the wintry snow. Oh, like a hand in the wintry snow. Oh, it's a song, I see. hang on. Wait a sec. Wait a sec. This is where we came from, isn't it? Oh, this doesn't even go anywhere. What on earth? Oh, that's interesting. You know what? I'm just going to use my Xbox controller. Because apparently... Okay, that's what that does. How do I run? There we go. Alright.
Mandus, do you know me?
Who are you? Where are my children?
Trapped, Mandus. Far below us. The machine is fouled. It is breached. It is flooded. The bulkheads are down. The children are engaged. If you help me, I can help you release them. Restore the power, Mandus. Drain the flooding and restart the great engines.
How? Where should I go? Hello? Hello?
I'd like to imagine that this face is the face of the machine. Just look at those eyes. Oh my god. There we go.
I am off to market. I will cry all the way home. I will have none. I will have none at all.
He's coming. Come on, Daddy. It's this way.
Oh, that's a bad sound.
Come and see, Papa. We found an egg. A stone egg.
Would I live here? You should see the weather where I actually live. It's basically like this. Oh, well, this is interesting. Where have I landed?
Come on, slow coach. It's this way.
The shaking ground you feel is our attempts to clear the floodwaters. Treachery, Mandus. We were undone. Your children are trapped by this act. You must find them before it is too late.
What do you need me to do? How can I find them?
Always deeper, Mandus. Through the piston room and into the tunnels. Then find the bilge and flush the rotten water. I will help you where I can. But you must be swift, my little friend.
So it's Hieronymus Bosch, not Bosk. Well, brilliant. This looks important. That's a nay-nay. I knew that would be important. I don't think he will live here because this is where all the reactionaries live, all soulless reactionaries. You think the reactionaries live in England? No, they all live in Canada. Are you kidding? Is that still locked? Yeah, it sure is. Okay, I think that I need this battery for something. That's my suspicion. Hey, Philippe.
Bandaged feet and eyes, small bones in the orchard. I have carried this world on my back with its legs about me. Damn this wretched soul. I am given birth to nothing but machinery.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to start doing what I'm going to call office hour streams. And the basic idea... What the hell? Oh, I see. And the basic idea is, on certain set days, I'm just going to have a stream running at my desk, more or less constantly for a few hours. I won't be presenting anything, I'm just going to be doing my research and going about my day. However, anyone who wants can just come on and ask questions or suggest videos to look at. If you're a member, I have to listen to you. So that's how I'm incentivizing, or not so much incentivizing, but rewarding people who are supporting me, because I feel like I need to do that. So, I'm not entirely certain of the days yet. I will probably do the first one on Sunday. They'll be like afternoon to evening type thing. Probably about 3-4 hours. And they won't be listed on the channel, however they will be saved in a playlist, so you will be able to access them afterwards. Alright, what are we doing? What are we doing? Hey, stop dinging. I don't know why my keyboard suddenly is registering. I think it's the game itself. I wonder if I actually... if I do that, if that helps. Nope. Whole lot of doors that won't open. Oh, stop that. Oh, hang on. I just need to reconfigure this thing. Key config. Let's see, I want... crouch to be... Oops. Let's see, I want crouch to be... that. Jump is good. Where's the, then... run should be that. Actions. Lantern should be that. Interact should be that. Actually, no, interact should be that. Oh, what did I do? Did I just delete it? Ugh. Oh, no, I see what happened. I switched to, okay. That makes sense. Throw should be... What the hell? Oh, this is so dumb. Let's just set to default. Oh, and did it just freeze on me? Technology, I hate it. Ah! Nope, that's the one we already did. So we follow the path. Pick up a battery. Follow it. And this does what? Wait, did we want to... No, we wanted to lower it. We want to lower it so the barrels can come down. Stefan Molyneux is in Canada too, though he's dropped off the map since he got yeeted from YouTube. Yeah, he was something else. What I think I'm going to do, actually, there's an easy fix to this. I'm just going to, it seems to be reacting to my using Alt, so I'll just switch run back to left shift. Which I don't like, but it's what it is. So do I just jump over this? Or, oh. Well, that wasn't obvious. Okay. So now what? I guess I go down again. Oh, that sounded like a thing. That is a positive sound when scary things happen. It means we've done something good. And we've gone in a circle. God, this is the worst. I forgot how convoluted the map design was in some of these areas. Like, this is so random. Okay, so, like, there's that there. Like, there is zero rhyme or reason. Okay, that actually got me a bit. There is zero rhyme or reason to the layout of these buildings. Oh, come on. Seriously? After all that? August 9th, 19th, 1899. Von Rickenbach writes of the Odic force, whilst that ignorant charlatan Blavatsky pontificated upon the soul. They are both cretins. To think one could strive for such great heights without wading first through puke and innard, without standing upon an architecture of bones. Montezuma was the wiser, but here in our temples of steel I have witnessed the severed head of a man recently trampled to death by a runaway carriage. Immersed in a solution of the Brennenburg compound, open his eyes and cry, "Oh, where are my legs, sir? Where is my body?" We are breaking through the barriers of death itself. Oh, my dead darling Lily, it is too late for you, but I promise you this, I will save our children from death, and if need be, I will wrench them back from the blackness with this wonderful concoction. So the pig creatures appear to be some variant on the gatherers from Amnesia 1. Alright, we need to get that battery again. Oh, and the door's locked, of course it is. So where do we go? Can't go that way. Where do we go? Is there a battery in here? There's gotta be a battery somewhere. They can't have trapped... Oh. Why would you store a battery over there? That's just silly.
Follow us, Papa. We know the way.
Yeah, Stefan Molyneux was insane. Is insane. There's a man who's trapped permanently inside his own skull. I don't envy him one bit. Whoa! Oh, that didn't work. I guess I was supposed to go down here anyways.
Hold still, for God's sake, hold still, child. Don't let it get into your eyes. I'm gonna rinse it out now. There. It will be fine. You just need to lie down. Enoch, look to your brother. How many times have I told you not to play in the cellar?
Oh, there they are. I have a very low prescription, but sometimes when my eyes get tired, I absolutely need
I
these.
told you he'd come.
Do not come. Do not come.
Extraordinary. Quite extraordinary. And you brought it all. Good God, man. You have been busy.
It is wonderful how tragedy focuses the mind. What else was I to do? Fall into grief, pine, and fade in my hopelessness? Why not then simply die in that jungle amongst those dead temples?
Yeah, Stefan was like, he was weird. Like, I remember this one exchange where he was talking to someone about not particularly caring if he reproduced with somebody who, you know, would likely produce a kid who looked like him, and obviously in terms of skin color. And Stefan was like, "Aren't you proud of your genes?" He was like mocking him for this. It was really bizarre. No, Stefan is a rat. By the way, I've been considering commenting on this because I saw the, what the hell? What am I missing? There's a thing. That's not it. Okay. Aha! There we are. I was thinking of commenting on this because I saw the Destiny and Booksmart's conversation about it. Is the Demon Mama versus Hands of Harker, I think it's his name, Hands of Harker debate over education worth looking at or no? I heard it was a gong show. Sure is a lot of work just to operate a door. Flood breach, emergency shutdown in place. What's a little interesting is that this is late 19th century London, yet all the books are still German. Some kind of office. I do love those lamps, though. It's like uranium glass or something. Let's see, look at this. That's unhealthy. This game seems less spooky than Dark Descent. It really is. It's got some visceral moments, but it doesn't do the terror nearly as well. This one's just kind of... It's sort of interesting for lore reasons and has some neat environments, but there's almost no tension by comparison. If you've played the Dark Descent first, it gets to you if you're not like familiar with how this game runs. But there's so few places where you're actually in danger. It is a good game. It's just not a good follow-up to Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
I have such visions to share with thee. If my jaw be unshackled and you harvest the crust from my eyes, make me clean like this, that my thoughts and words can unfouled be.
August 22nd, 1899. In America, they talk of building their cities to the skies. To me, this seems folly, but perhaps it's simply a case of a nation founded without a history of its own. We walk upon our histories. They are compacted into the very loam beneath our feet. See, this is what I mean by the really purple language. Do you know what loam is? Loam is like top-grade garden soil. They're using it here as like a synonym for just plain dirt. The engineers we employed talked of this. They talked of how, when building the underground trains, they would often come across older tunnels crisscrossing the capital. What palaces lie buried beneath us? We are digging, excavating, and reappropriating what we find. At the center of the planet, my architect tells me, there is a great iron ball. It is the egg of the world. It's like, this isn't telling us anything. It's just like, I'm profound English industrialist with mad designs. That's all it tells us. But people don't talk like this, so it's, you know. Oh, another bathroom. Seems to be a lot of these. Is there another picture frame that moves? Oh, what's this? That's interesting. I don't recall this painting. Huh. Oh, that is a very white mirror. October 11th, 1899. Again, we integrate the very latest knowledge of chemistry using low levels of laudanum, of a laudanum derivative and feed to subdue the product even before the initiation of the process. This means that when we drag them from the holding pens onto the line, they are less likely to panic and damage machine components, other products, or themselves. This section of the belt is sheathed in rubber and kept well lit to maintain good spirits, and we have actually found that the intelligent placement of gramophones and simple acoustic amplification tubes around the line means we can use music to further soothe the product. We find Debussy particularly effective in this regard. Debussy was a nasty piece of work who made some somewhat relaxing pieces of music that aren't particularly amazing, to be totally honest with you. But look him up on Wikipedia, just a very unpleasant fellow. Oh, there's the pig. Sorry, pig. Truck fueling station. Need to fill something. That was a weird sound. Imagine, they say, a machine one day that might think like a man, as if this is to be desired. One might almost boast of creating a man who breeds like a pig, men and women upon all fours, rutting carelessly, ejaculating their filthy little missives into the streets, alleys, and gutters, running freely with the careless spill of their conjoinings. The air thick with the whimperings of lust, bodies streak their own emissions. We have created a world where man is so utterly debased he will spray his seed over passers-by. What the fuck is this? And yet this is the condition Babbage aspired to. No, this is not the machine we seek. Such an entity should be nothing less than a deity, and we would fall upon our knees and worship it. We shall not carve gods to bicker and fornicate. They will exist to clean the world and set us free. I reject Babbage as I reject these men of government. Let the pigs copulate in the gutters whilst they can. We shall scoop them up and ease their ascension soon enough. That's where we came from. That doesn't open. Ah, here we are. Oh, that must be the truck. Delivery schedule. How in blazes are we supposed to meet these damned schedules if even the basic equipment we are provided with simply will not perform its designated function? These cursed newfangled trucks will only run a fraction of the distance my old nag managed before running out of stinking gasoline. The gaffer says it's fine and there's plenty of pumps to refill them outside the factory walls, but you end up dragging a blessed tank from the trunk to the nearest one to refill it, and the one in the storeroom is empty again. I can't be turning that crank handle all day only to find the tank is empty. Well, sod it, says I, enough for a night, and to my bed I go. It's not like anyone needs access to the bleeding graveyard anyway. Harry, if you get this, I'll meet you in the Damson Templar for a jar.
Come on, Papa. Let's climb this one. I can see more pictures at the top.
Mandis meat processing. Chemical transportation. I see. That's the, okay, so that's what we need to refill with fuel. I'm guessing if I put it in here, it's going to be empty. No, can't even. So I guess I carry this back to the fueling depot. Get in there. that's a nene. Hurry up. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Come on. Okay, get out, get out, get out, get out. Come on, come on, come on. Get the thing out. Get frickin' get out of there, you. Alright. We have escaped the pig. You gonna move, truck? I guess. I climb in? Except I can't climb in. So what do I do? Okay. Can't open that. Do I go on this side? Oh, I'm up. But there's nothing to press. Okay, gas is in. There's no nozzle, no button. What the hell? I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. What? Like, what is this? There's nothing here. Can't hit the pedals? Do I need to put something, like, on the pedals? Oh, maybe that's what I have to do. But I can't pick up the barrels. I don't... Okay, let's go back in here. What's in here? Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Can I jump in this? I feel like I should be able to, but I can't. Okay. Can't open that. What are these? Cages, crates. Right, so I'm trying to get past this, and to get past this, I have fueled the truck, which I now cannot seem to do anything with. Is there anything under here? Oh my god, what the hell? Oh right, he mentioned a crank. Why would there be a crank like there? Was that it? Really? That was underwhelming.
This way, Papa. Come and see. Will it hatch? Can we take it home?
Yes, my darlings. Of course we can take
Not just on the front of the truck, the crank handle is like at ground level. Yeah. Yeah. Way to give up your monster really early. People were so mad when this came out because they were advertising this like this is going to make the first Amnesia seem like nothing. And it was just like the name sounds what the hell is that? Like, the name sounds creepy, a machine for pigs, but... There's just so much less tension. That will change when we get to Soma. Soma's intense. This game is to Amnesia like reactionary politics is to, or reactionary political theory is to political philosophy, or something cringe like that. I do love the doors in this place, though, like how thick they look. They nailed that. Like these, when you move these actually feel heavy, which is kind of cool. November 23rd, 1899. Twin candles bent to the will of the central saint, casting their light to the corners of the chapel. Father Jeremiah, I thought I could be trusted with the secret, but he is like all the others. So the old priest has gone to the holding pens of this flock. He says he will enter our world with them, a shepherd indeed. Actually, Overhype kind of saved this for me on my first playthrough because I legitimately thought I was in danger constantly. So I was playing this like it was Amnesia the Dark Descent, and it worked. However, it's not. We're actually in no danger right now, and that's what's so frustrating. Because these are cool environments, like you could do stuff with this. But I think the problem with this team is that they have this idea that they want to make something profound in advance of having anything profound to say. When really, if there is something profound, it should be derived from a good game, not, you know, a game made in service of it. Like if you read like something really like good from a literary standpoint, like Moby Dick or something, it's not forced. It's actually pretty down to earth. Or like Brothers Karamazov, like it's not pretentious. It's that lighting effect's kind of cool. It's not trying to be deep. It's saying something, sure. Like the author clearly has themes in mind, but he's writing a story first of all that makes sense and is interesting. He's not trying to write a classic. So back here, there's something kind of interesting. Strange choices of paintings for a church. You have Tower of Babel, which is associated with, well, a number of things. This particular variety is obviously the Peter Bruegel one combines the Tower of Babel myth with the architecture of the Colosseum. And then more Hieronymus Bosch, apparently. We'll come back to that. Well, someone's been busy. I have a machine on one side, a machine on the other side. And, what appears to be a jaguar man holding the heart of a pig. What are these? Those are nothing. Ah. And if I touch these, I can light them with the fire I can spit from my bare fingers. That's a little silly. Looks like another door. I'm gonna go back and hit that gramophone. See if we notice anything else on the way back. Like, I'm not even sure thematically what the pigs are supposed to refer to.
Your faith shackles your vision, Professor. It is an iron coffin that keeps you from grasping the future. We require a new deity, one of steam and the wheel, of magnetism and progress. The old god is nothing more than a lamed hog, spitting back offal at mankind.
Offal refers to organ meat, so I don't know why a hog being lamed would mean that it spits out its organs. It's so pretentious. It's pretty, though. But it's just like... It's like, oh, it looks so edgy. There's a pig on a cross. It doesn't mean jack, though. Like, what is this referring to? Is it referring to just, like, humankind in general? Oh, do I need to plug in a thing there? I think I need to plug in a thing there. That's jammed. Oh, I see. It's coal. It's a furnace. So I need to find something to go in there. What does the title of Machine for Pigs mean? I don't know. There's a line later on in the game where the voice of the machine goes, "This world is a machine for pigs. Fit only for the slaughtering of pigs," which is like, it sounds like something a supervillain would say. Does it mean anything? I don't know. Oh, here we go. Like, is a machine for pigs a metaphor for, like, the exploitation of industrial society? Is it the name of the machine in this game that you use supposedly to do something? I'm not entirely clear still. Oh, here we are. Okay, we moved the modern art project. See, that's cool. Wait, so the title of Machine for Pigs isn't a metaphor? What does it mean? It's weird. Like, it's clearly intended to be a metaphor, but I feel like they came up with the title first. They're thinking of... Alright, I think we're actually in danger here.
Listen, Papa. Hold the egg to your ear. You can hear the sea.
No, I don't think I will. Screw you. Okay, weirdo. Oh my god, boys, it's a pig. What is this game about? I don't know. It's trying to be about something. Never really succeeds, though. We'll talk about it when we get to the end, I think. Also, you might notice there's no sanity meter anymore. And there's no inventory. So I can't pick anything up. Oh, that's a thing. There it is. Is pig like being used as an insult here? Like, is the villain being referred to as a pig? Nope. Except also kinda, yeah. I think one of Jacob Geller's videos tries to explain the meaning of the title somewhat. I'll give that a look. Maybe when we're done this playthrough, I'll check that out and we'll see what he has to say. For myself, I played this a few times, and the closest I can come to is they had a couple of, like, semi-clever comparisons in mind. Tower of Babel, which was originally, of course, well, would have been, in the context of the original framing of the story, would have likely referred not to, like, the iconic spiral tower that we see in paintings today. It would have referred to something like a ziggurat. And as it happens, that vaguely resembles a Aztec pyramid. So they combined those two. And then, of course, there's people associate the Tower of Babel with, like, technical or civilizational greatness or something. Is it pig as in the authorities? Sometimes. He refers to, like, a lot of people as pigs. It can also refer to the poor because they're, like, slaughtered, quote-unquote, for the sake of, you know, feeding the rich or whatever. Or they're exploited, like, livestock or something. Like, it's a very, very pretentious, very unfocused game. So at the end of the day, it doesn't actually mean anything. It's a little unfortunate, but this part's kind of cool. So you can see from the appearance here.
Water in his shoes. Always the water, and the sparks of the embers of the wheels. It's too bony. It's too damn bony.
So that doesn't mean anything. It just doesn't mean anything. But like you can see from the environment here that originally they had the idea of a hub. And this is going to be designed similarly to Amnesia: The Dark Descent, where you would be wandering around this factory and there would be like this complex underworks. And there'd actually be a story. But they didn't do that. I don't know why exactly. I think they got too hung up on like the literary references and whatnot. They got famous for Dear Esther, which is why they were given the task, the job of this game, which wasn't originally going to be a sequel. Well, it was always going to be a sequel to Amnesia, but originally the team hadn't planned to make a sequel to Amnesia. They were just making something new that ended up being Soma. They just allowed this team to do a sequel to Amnesia. The problem is they didn't want to do a sequel to Amnesia. They wanted to do a walking simulator that was, you know, deep.
These men, Professor, these so-called men of vision, they would shackle the masses to a wheel and turn it till their backs break. All for that opiate, the lure of profit. These fools who lackey them, these priests, these officials, this government.
This government.
It's us all.
But what solution, my dear man? How to break a cycle? You cannot simply remove the promise of a better world for these unfortunates. In the workhouses, in the orphanages, the belief in heaven is surely the only succor one can find.
We do not need to wait. We can bring forth paradise now. We can speed the passion. With only a small sacrifice, we can hold the apocalypse. With just a small sacrifice, we can free our shackles and deliver them to paradise now.
There's also kind of a weird sort of fear-mongering around sort of the use of technology to, you know, resolve scarcity and things like that. Like that's sort of what the rhetoric here is evocative of. And there's a bit of Weber back there too, when he refers to an iron coffin. Of course, the Weberian language is like an iron shell casing or an iron cage in some translations. Is it just a more pretentious Unabomber? Yeah, basically. Although you get the impression, I mean, the thing is, when it's framed as horror, that makes it sort of explicitly, or not explicitly, implicitly a critique of the thing. However, they do a very bad job of telling you what the thing is. So they're like, there's language here that's sort of evocative of, you know, religion is the opiate of the masses kind of thing. It's what people need to survive in a brutally exploitative capitalist world with no hope for the average person or whatever. Like, okay, great, thank you for that. And then he says, well, no, we can just like solve it. We'll make technology our god. And it's, you know, it's the cliche around sort of socialist projects as being inherently just deifying machinery and just being nihilistic and cruel and brutal. It's just kind of weak. I do like these environments, though. Like, they're such cool environments. They could have done so much with it. Yeah, you better keep running. I'm gonna get you. Ever heard of the term Republic of Brotherly Love? No, I haven't. Sounds kind of silly, though. Republics are definitionally communities of citizens, not brothers. If they were communities of brothers, they would be villages. Or like, just like tribes or something. Republics have to have some kind of nomological difference between its members, otherwise it's not a republic anymore. Alright, so we close this, it's got coal in it, and then we press the green button. Yes, boing it down to the ground. Okay. And that's already on, good. Piston control room. A series of collecting vents have been installed along the ceiling at this stage of the line. In the process of stunning and bleeding, the product often expels stinking vapors from its digestive system, which can be collected, condensed, and used in the methane boiler to drive the engine as a whole. In this way, the more product is processed, the more power becomes available to the machine, and productivity is actually increased. A simple stroke of genius, but one that encapsulates the benefits of self-regulatory automation. I remember this part being so tense the first time I played it. Like, just so intense. But that's because I didn't realize I wasn't in any danger. Whereas in Amnesia, like, there are parts where you have to do a lot of stuff, and you have no idea if there's something around the corner. Because it's legitimately, it's not entirely, like, scripted. I think the closest you come to in this one is, sometimes there's a creature in your way that you have to walk around. But it's not, like, unexpected. It's always exactly where you... It's always in the same place. It's like that one brute near the end of Amnesia 1. That's just in the sewer. It's just always there. And it's just always there, in that exact same spot. It's a scripted event. It's still intense because it's fast. And you can fail. But... now, that being said, coming right off of Amnesia: The Dark Descent, this game feels so intense because you think it's the same thing, and you think the same mechanics are in place. But once you play it through more than once, you realize it's all a lie. And they even, like, because the levels are so convoluted, they close you off, so you can't go backwards. Like, there's no... it's not like an elegantly designed hub, like in Amnesia 1, which was simple and it worked. It's like, here's a long, convoluted chain of rooms. And a weird pit to nowhere. It lacks the kind of vulnerability that really makes horror games pop. I mean, you feel vulnerable when you're playing it for the first time, because you don't realize that you're not in danger. But, like, there's no inventory management. The darkness is meaningless because your lantern doesn't require fuel. It's a flashlight. And in any case, the darkness doesn't do anything to you. And all of those mechanics were already, like, ready-made, ready to go. Oh, here we are. And you might notice that, like, the switches don't require any thought. Like, hello? Like, look, the gate closed right behind me. Why did it close? Pathologic 2 is utterly fantastic. I should give that one a try. So that was kind of spooky. But there's not sufficient build-up. It's just kind of there. It's like, oh, there's a pig monster. We've been talking about pigs all this time. You sneaky bugger. Run away, run away, run away. Oh no, it's a pig. Ah. Not the pig. Not the pig. Well, I'm faster than the pig. Whee! Can I jump up here? Oh, I can jump up here. Is there something here? Nope, it's just more coal. I think there's actually like a page of lore somewhere around here. Weirdly, like just in the most random spot. Okay. Ah, yes, of course. I think there's like there's a note or something, which suggests that they were using the Brennenberg formula, or they got like a. Apparently, Oswald Mandus is like the nephew or the great nephew of Brennenberg or something like that. Mandus is the character you use, and of course that's like Oswald Mandus is a reference to Ozymandias. It's like ooh, deep, so deep. What does the machine do? I don't know. I don't think anybody knows what the machine does. I think the implication at parts is that it's like we know it's powered by the orb from Amnesia 1 or from a orb like the one in Amnesia 1, but there's no shadow anymore, I guess. Oh. The pigs don't like the elevator. This part's actually pretty good. They actually did nail this sequence. Because now we're deep in the machine, and this scene actually, like, feels intense.
Quickly, Mandus, find the entrance nearby. The children weep in the darkness, and the flood waters continue to rise.
It's unfortunate, because this game wants to be political, and it wants to have something deep to say. It just can't do it. Here we are. In order to facilitate assimilation of tissue groups, a compound is required or the cells will not bond. Disposal of non-bonded subjects must be immediate and using incineration or we risk continuous animation without form. This is unpleasant. See, that would be so interesting if like stuff like that was played out. Like focus on the Frankenstein stuff. Don't like try to make this into like some kind of social commentary when you like have no tools to do that. A simple compound of 1 part Brennenberg infusion vitae to 1 part orgone monad dispersal fluid is sufficient. This can then be administered intravenously to subjects following reassembly to maintain bonding. The compound is unstable and highly light reactive. Once in the body, the Schumann lamp can be used to activate the compound, but outside the body is highly corrosive. It can even destroy small quantities of metal. Ah, so there's xenomorphs. That was my horrific attempt at doing the Pixar logo. I do love how the lamp works, though. They must have had so much fun making this. Anyway. More teeth. Well, you can move the arms. That's kind of neat. Anyways. Rusted lock. Okay, so we need to get that corrosive material to open that lock. That is our task. See, this area is neat. Like, I like this zone. Like, it's creepy. And you feel like the weight of the structure above you. Like, I like that. Like, this game nails its setting in parts. It just, you know. So we need 3 batteries. this? Holding pens. Brilliant. That's where we want to go. Orgone. Oh no, they must have been reading Wilhelm Reich. I think whoever did the writing for this was some kind of English undergraduate. Like, it's not like it's bad or anything. Well, it is bad, but it's like, it's not intolerable, and it's like, the pretentiousness is deliberate. And it works, because your character is a pretentious man. So, it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, Oi, what the hell? Was that a cutscene? Was that a frickin' cutscene? There are no cutscenes in Amnesia. Can I go in here? Nope. Alright. The real horror. Took delivery of another batch of imbeciles today. They are the sorriest specimens of humanity I've ever seen. No one asks where they go to. The authorities of Bedlam are simply happy to reduce the overcrowding in their teeming, stinking halls. We measure their skulls, check their teeth, we give them laudanum to pacify them. They wait in line, livestock, dull brown eyes, and filthy skin. Many soil themselves as they wait. Into the manipulator they file in silence. I hear the hissing of gas. I hear the dull groaning as teeth are removed, as bones are reset. I hear the pigs screaming. We have removed all the mirrors. After the process, it is the reflections that trouble them the most. Afterwards, when they sleep, I walk amongst them. My children, I whisper to their dreams. You are my children now. I have children once again. And your forms imperfect will be the engines to make my own blood flow again.
Over there. Place it in the corner. What? You think I speak Prussian? Do I look like an inbred hog, sir? Who gives a damn what it contains? Just set it down carefully and leave me be.
Okay, so obviously the reference there is he's got some kind of delivery from Prussia, which is where his relative Brandenburg lives. But he's dissing the Prussians. Meanwhile, he has books exclusively in German everywhere. And he's like, do I look like I speak German? Yes. Yes, you do. Every book in your mansion is in German. Oh. Does the machine turn people into pigs? I mean, sort of. There is a machine that turns people into pig monsters. But they also seem to be the things manning the machine. It's tricky because it's hard to tell how much is metaphor and how much is the actual, like, thing.
The lift has been sabotaged. You will have to find another way to the tunnels. Take care in this place, Mandus. It is the crucible of the evil that stalks these corridors.
So where we are now is the clinic, basically, where the pigmen are made. Like, there is something sort of interesting you can do with this. Like, the machine creates the people who man it, who in turn create more pigs. I don't know. If somebody got the writer of this some Althusser before making this thing, they could have done something sort of semi-interesting. Okay. Those are the 3 things we needed. Wait, we can't. Oh, I guess. I see. 3 different compounds. Also, there's just a bunch of little things that they left out in this game that Amnesia 1 did really effectively. Amnesia keeps you aware that there's a creature nearby by changing the music. This one doesn't do that. More experiments with Compound X took the dog and injected it with strychnine. After the expected convulsions and spasming, it died just after midnight. I immersed the body in a large tank of Compound X and introduced an alternating current via induction coil for a period of 3.5 minutes. Partial return was induced, however, damage incurred prior to death was retained upon revival, meaning the dog continued in the acute state of strychnine poisoning until I put a bullet in its skull. But drowning? Perhaps yes. It is, after all, known to be the kindest of suicides. If one were to drown, replacing the fluid in the lungs with Compound X should theoretically be perfectly possible as a revival method. That's kind of silly. Why would it retain... Like, the poisoning isn't an essential part of its system. Wait, did I just go in a circle? I guess I went in a circle. Oh, and here we are again. And I guess now we... So we went to the holding pens. Now low temperature storage. Go to the fridges.
It fell onto his hands and they eroded in front of me. To stumps. To stumps. Next time we will use an equal mix of infusion vitae and orgone disperser. No, just take him out. You can dump him in the river for all I care.
Is this game racist? Only fashionably so. Your character is a racist. And all sorts of other nasty things. Like he's a butcher turned wealthy industrialist somehow. I think he makes an inheritance and he invests in something, but he's a butcher / inventor who makes an army of half-human, half-pig servants to save the world through comically exaggerated Malthusian methods. A warning, inflamed it is, burning it does, bleeding from each hole, fore and aft, leaking down my legs, blood and excrement, my lungs are in my vomit, I pass clots of my organs now onto the filthy stone. Drink this, he says, and I did drink it. I did do that, because the changes, they ripple inner me. My teeth sneeze out and scatter like mice in the dark. I cannot find them all, gathered what I can, push them back into my grey gums with my fingers, but the nails are all weepy and falling out. It's lovely. Drink it, he says, it'll help the running of the fever, because not us all can take the change. On the other table, a beast under a blanket. I never wanted to see under that, but he drank it too. He passed it under the blanket, and I heard it drink. Dear God Almighty, how can a man shit so much blood and still live? Lovely. These are people who apparently were out of Bedlam, but they're also apparently, like, super literate and, you know, were given writing implements to record all of this. I feel like that's a little strange. Alright, what does this do? Oh. That was underwhelming. Alright, I guess we just take this back then. That was actually scary. Oh, hey, stop that. Nobody likes you. Oh my god. Okay, that was pretty good. That was scary. I guess we just run? I guess we just run. But there's no penalty for failure. So it's like... It's not scary if there's no penalty for failure. That just turns death into a cutscene. There's a third one somewhere? Or is that already full? That one's already full. That's the product. Okay. So now I guess... I hit this switch. I mean, that got me. That was effective. That little chase scene was good. But it was too short. I didn't have to do enough to escape. Yeah, there we go. Keep forgetting there's no inventory, so I just have to have this in the middle of my screen while I walk all the way back up to where I came from. So silly. Anyways. So we put this... there. Then we aim the light, which turned on by itself. And that causes corrosion. See, that's kind of neat. But it's too hand-holdy. It just does it all for you. That was the horror he was... I'm sorry, that was the real horror. He was British all along.
Down here, Daddy. Faster, faster.
Do you think you're the hero, Daniel? You come from England! No! Like, they're screaming, but why is there screaming? That doesn't sound like the pigs. The bottle of gin was empty. Should be by now. We're gonna call it soon. I'm feeling really tired. I'm still recovering from the other couple days. I'm enjoying this, though. I'm complaining a lot because there are legitimately serious problems with this game, but it's fun. It's more relaxing than The Dark Descent, to be sure. The Dark Descent was intense. Not as intense as Alien Isolation or even Soma, but it was intense. Amnesia Rebirth has some good moments. Although Amnesia Rebirth suffers from some of the same problems as this game, oddly enough. Naturally, once bled, the product must be scalded, dehaired, and scraped ready for gambroling and evisceration. For this, we pass them through the steam reservoir, which is kept at a constant temperature by passing excess high-pressure venting from the engines via the boiler and series of large copper pipes into a stone chamber just below the workhouse. At the center of the machine, there is a component that must be kept at a consistently low temperature, which controls operations of the processing of product throughout the system. Alongside this, refrigeration is of the utmost importance in retaining product quality, and this also requires heat to be removed from certain areas of the machine. Two problems are therefore combined into a single solution: the removal of heat from some areas and the requirements for increased heat in others. Conducting panels draw heat using the principles of convection regulated by the boiler, and sending freezing air along one set of pipes in one direction and superheated vapors in another. That's very fascinating, has nothing to do with the story or the plot.
Isn't it dangerous allowing this filthy discharge to collect so close to the core?
We can use the flow to drive the turbines. There will always be a torrent of excreta flooding through these tunnels. We can use this to supplement the steam production and ensure constancy.
Dear God, the stench! This fecal matter is the true product of the age.
Oh. We've got a Kairk. Oh, lovely. Oh, lovely. I don't actually know if I'm in danger here. Okay, so what do I have to do? I think I have to neutralize that somehow. I don't think I actually have to, like, outrun it. Yeah. The sluice gates, yes. So I have to open the sluice gates in order to get through.
Faster, Mandus. Drain the waters. Open the way to the bilge pumps. We are waiting for you.
Several of the older forms have breached their containment area and escaped into the sewers. They remind me of my limitations. This is no Chelm and I am no Eliyahu, at least not quite yet. It is the heat generated from keeping the doorway between open that is to blame. It is the heat generated from keeping the doorway between open that is... Oh, the doorway between, I see. I'm so tired. We cannot simply pack them about with coolant as we do at the center where the doorway is. The later versions are kept safe by the freezing temperature of these towers. Up here, where the air is hot and fetid, they become overheated and their duality tears them asunder. As the other place flies from their cells and their vitae splinters. They live sporadically, torn from one world to the other and back again in violent, unpredictable bursts. For a few seconds they are creatures of this world, then they are torn away and cease to have physical form. This vicious ripping back and forth between worlds has driven them quite insane. I have ordered the affected areas sealed and will not allow my loyal workers to enter. These are damned places now, the abode of failed experiments, ghosts of fear and spite. So those aren't Kaernks, they're just, they're just reusing the Caernk model with electricity. These are, I assume they're older forms of pigmen that are just invisible now. I guess we run though. Oh, whoa, 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 nope. Okay, so that's... There's a sluice gate that's supposed to be open, right? Is that no longer open? Hang on. Or is there another... There must be another thing I need to turn. Am I in danger right now? That's sluice gate 2. That's... I opened sluice gate 1? Oh, I see. Okay, so I need to go back. I don't think there are pigmen in these tunnels, though. Like, I hear them, but I haven't seen anything. Oh. That means pigmen. But again, I don't see any. Oh, it's just those things. I think they even make the pig noises. Okay, so I think I need to go farther down this way. Oh, I'm a British pig, I am, swear on me, mum. Yeah. Oh, is this where we fell from? Where even is this? Oh, that's where we fell from, I see. Excuse me. I guess we'll just go left this time. Or did we go left last time? I am quite sure I cannot remember. See, I hear a pig. And it sounds like they want me to think it's in the tunnel. But is there a pig in the tunnel? Yeah. In a cutscene. Like, the problem is at some point, the pig is up. Oh. Yeah, see, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. So I go in here. There's that thing. Okay. That's sluice 1. Sluice 2 is what? Is there a thing? Is there another wheel? Both lights are here. both lights are here... What the hell? If both lights are here, then why aren't both wheels here? That doesn't make any sense, does it? So I must have to go back this way. Like there's just no rhyme or reason to this. There has to be somewhere else to go here. See, that's the sluice gate 2. Oh, I must have to go that way. That must be it. I think I've turned left on both occasions, and I forgot which way I turned. So I think if I go back around, and I go this way, that'll take me there. Oh yeah, sluice gate 1, right, okay. That makes sense. So I open up sluice gate 1. Which brings me to a gramophone in the sewers.
We can save them. We can set them free. We can replace a rotten old world with a clean new one. Mr. Landis, you sound every bit the fanatic.
Well, how can I be otherwise, Professor? How can any man of ethics simply stand by and watch this world drown in its own excrement?
And your engineer, this visionary with whom you embarked upon this course, does he share your views?
Indeed he does. Indeed he does. The poor fellow has seen it all before. Now, this is not the first great civilization he has wept for.
And so you said about things immediately upon later.
Naturally. These things cannot be left to rot upon the tree. And sponsors were remarkably easy to find. I tell you, Professor, a trail of greed brings rich men to your door like pigs to truffles.
Again, are the pigs the poor or are the pigs the rich? Just waffles between them. And I said, look, my darlings, can you see it? And they said, yes, Daddy, we see it all. A tall, weathered cap of a steep-sided pyramid. So like those of Egypt. Stone falling away from the summit, vines crawling about, intertwining the stucco serpents that thrive about the steps. A palpable sense of stillness, a weight of forgotten. And this is where the king sat. And this is where the priests lived. This is the house of the dead. And here where the sun strikes, this is where they threw the hearts that were not consumed. No, my darlings, they most certainly were not savages. You see, they believed that the sky could fall on their heads, and they truly believed that offering blood was the only way of stopping this from happening. Perhaps, my darling, perhaps they were mistaken altogether, or perhaps their tragedy was they simply could not spill enough blood to prevent the sky from falling in upon them. Oh, here we are. I think once we exit the sewers, we'll call it.
That's it, Papa. We're so near now.
Oh hey, Bubble Boy. So apparently Zanzi bought all of the Amnesia games and Soma. You need to shame him until he plays through them. I mean, he plays Dino Crisis, that's technically a horror game. See, the problem here is it gives itself away. See, because I know I can't be in danger here because there's nowhere to run, which means the game is designed either to force me to lose, in which case I'm not really losing. Or there's just simply nothing to harm me here, and of course it's the latter. Oh, see, that's cool. So that door's really cool. I do like that lock. And I like the effect on the glass here. I think there was something else here that I missed. Some jump scare or something. See, what I don't like about this game is there's no slow realization of what the horror is, because there's nothing coherent for it to be attached to. Like, we're in a pipe now. Why are we here? What is this? Where is this place? We don't know. We sort of learn that Mandus is for some reason turning people into pig monsters to operate something. Like, what could have been kind of interesting is if... Go down the ladder. Why are you not going down the ladder? I guess we're just falling. And that could have been kind of interesting if that was the premise. Like, he was using these pigs to build this massive, like, industrial complex that would, like, end world hunger or something. Like, that could be kind of interesting, or, like, eliminate scarcity. And it was, like, the sacrifice of a slave population, and that was the horror, is that he was turning people into these monsters. And maybe it was being managed by a machine. That'd be interesting, like an AI or something. Maybe it was powered by the orb to get over, like, the time period issue, but... No, apparently it's, like, some weird thing to like, sacrifice enough blood or something. Because at some point he just starts harvesting people from the city and just, like, bleeding them out into his machine. And it's... to, like... To stop a vision of World War I. I'm not even kidding, like, that's literally where this goes. The, what ends up being the case, like, in the most literal terms, is... The machine is powered by the orb, he creates this giant temple underground... And the machine orchestrates its pigmen to gather up human beings to be bled out and as like a sacrifice to something to ward off some future evil. Like industrial warfare or something like that. And like I guess that's sort of related to like the power of Vitae, which comes from human torment. But like what even is that?
You seem to have undergone quite a profound conversion in Mexico, Mr. Mandel.
You could not have seen it yourself and not, Professor. As we disembarked, even through my fever, I saw the detritus of this so-called progress. I saw starvation and disease, rot and destruction polluting the waters of the Empire. We are ruiners, you and I, and all of us, and we make the world unclean.
And you took it upon yourself to act as Redeemer.
Professor, I would not be so presumptuous. I am merely a conduit. I am constructing an architecture to wrestle our damnation to the ground and smother it with steam.
He's here! He's here! I said you'd come.
This felt like so deep in the game the first time I played it, like I had just gone like a huge distance, because I was like slowly creeping around expecting like a monster to be chasing me around every corner.
Ahead, the trickle to still waters. I dragged myself deeper into the temple, downward ever, towards a wind that held the voices of my children, beckoning me to set them free.
I believe this is even the same voice... Oh, the kids just exploded in blood. Yes, they're ghosts. Or visions or whatever. But I believe the voice actor for Mandus is actually the same voice actor from Dear Esther. He's a good voice actor. Like, he does the role well. I just wish that it was in service of something more interesting. Alright, so I guess we go... Yeah. Was that a pig apparition right there? That was kind of weird. Like, I don't know what any of these machines do. And there's another pig mask. Like, what does that mean? It's a bookshelf. I think there's a chase sequence coming up. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh no, we gotta run. Literally railroaded. Wait, was that a thing I'd open? Okay. You couldn't just hold your breath? Wow, alright. So I guess there's nothing here though. So what is he trying to say with all these riddles? I have no idea. It's actual nonsense. Oh my god, okay. And like the puzzles aren't puzzles. Did you notice that? Like, I never have to figure anything out, I'm just pushing buttons. There's a button and I have to push it to progress. Oh, I put a gear in. Okay. Do I have to figure out where the gear goes? Nope. I'm just putting gears in. They're just going in by themselves. Then I spin the wheel. Things happen. Absolutely terrible design. Okay, still can't do that. But maybe... Oh, I see, of course. So I guess I just go back down. Oh, have I drained the water? Is that what's happened? I think I drained the water. Yeah, there we are. Have you ever played Jonathan Blow's games? I don't know who that is. Is he creating some kind of weapon? No. He's orchestrating a giant act of human sacrifice in order to... I don't know. Or is he? Is that all metaphorical? Is he delusional? That's really lame, but that might very well be it. Oh, excuse me, that's gross. I'm still mildly sick. He's creating a machine to delete Twitter, exactly. No, he's creating Twitter. This is the story of Jack Dorsey's descent into madness. I think the game is trying too hard to sound deep, dark, and mysterious, all these riddles and insinuations, which is unnecessary and kind of annoying. Yeah, it really is. Like, here's the thing. I'm okay with him making the main character pretentious and including all this, like, purple writing as a deliberate plot device. But this is trying to make the game itself seem smart. And as a result, it makes it the total opposite. Oh, he made The Witness. I have played The Witness. It's sort of like the Talos Principle. It's hard. It's really hard. Curled into my bunk, all sick and sweat-ridden, they clean my room about me, but I can only hear the voice within that gentlest of stones. It sings to me, and I dream of a great machine. We will build a new world from the ruins of the old. We will plant flowers in the rotten rib cage and let them grow to hold the sky from falling. I remember how it whispered to me as we rolled, sick and heaving, and I remember when we pulled into Southampton and we both wept, for it was every bit as much a desecration as had been sung to me. And then we came to London, and I set it upon the mantelpiece, and went into the house and gathered the servants and set on recrafting them. And then I went into the garden and buried those tiny shattered skulls under the weeping bulges of the rhododendrons. So apparently what happened was he touched the orb at the pyramid in Mexico. And he saw his sons dying in World War I in the trenches. So he bashed their brains in on the rocks or on the bricks of the pyramid, and then got the idea to use the orb to create it, or I guess the orb spoke to him or something. It had some, like, that's the engineer, is the orb. And did stuff.
And you came then to London, and you set me upon a mantelpiece, and then you went into the house and gathered the servants and reset you and I on recrafting them, and then you went into the garden and buried those tiny shattered skulls alone.
I think it's sort of implied that the orb basically stole a piece of Mandus's mind, and that's what we're talking to. Infrared said Hitler was an anarchist on Twitter? What? How the hell was Hitler an anarchist?
Children, Mandus, to spare them the world you have created for us all.
Wait a minute. Okay, let's think this through. I'm thinking like in sort of Arendtian terms, where she conceives of totalitarianism as working by an absence of law, so that everything is not restricted by law. There's no like set place for anything. However, and there are no like explicit commands or something to hold anybody to a set of behaviors or limitations on behaviors. Everything is just sort of agents determining, or not determining, guessing at the will of the Führer. And so in that sense, it's at least so construed. Hitler could have been anomic, but anarchic? He was the Chancellor of Germany. Either his brain is broken or that's high-quality bait. That might have just been a dumb take just randomly in response to something. Like, sometimes people do that. Haz is actually quite intelligent, so that just seems like a gaffe. But that is quite a take, though. Profound.
Oh dear God. Dear Christ, what is this place?
Why are you saying that now? You just walked through a giant, like, a giant prison full of half pigmen that you apparently made after walking through a waterworks powered by fecal matter. But oh no, there's a thing. There's a giant metal cylinder. That's what gets you? Like, really? Really? That's what breaks your mind. It's like, oh no, we've been surrounded by machinery this entire time.
I tried. I tried so hard. I will uphold my promise. I will always protect them for you. My eyes are your eyes. My heart is your heart. I will rip them loose from this rotten world and set them to burn. All to save them.
Alright. We've arrived at the TIE Fighter. Oh, don't make me press more buttons. What's kind of interesting is there are different kinds of man-pigs in this. Like, we've only seen the smaller ones. There are some that are, like, towering. That elevator music was just awkward as hell. Yeah, like, it's cool music, and it could have actually been a cool reveal if they'd done, like, the proper setup and if it meant something. But it was like... This has no meaning. This wasn't established. It's like, ooh, look, it's... Oh my god, boys, it's the machine. Like, we don't know what it's doing. We've literally nothing to go off of except Mandus was making pigmen.
And they feel no pain. The process is completely humane.
Humane, Professor? That we judge the acceptable level of suffering by the human condition? Ask the beggar, Professor. Ask the orphan. Ask the whore. Ask the starving, Professor. The weak, the sick, the filthy. Ask them to define your humane.
Ah, okay, so the starving professor is the expert on the humane. Oh my god. See, look at this. Do you think these buttons mean anything? I can't even click them. They don't do anything. It's all a facade. Look, I get fall damage from not using the ladder. Or I don't, actually. What was the point of the ladder? Like, I won't die from that. And here we go. Here's a bunch of things. Oh, look, there's a lid that's different. Oh, we solved the puzzle. Good job, guys. We did it. We're smart. Now we go back up the ladder. I should take a Mensa test after this. I would not pass a Mensa test. But only because I don't believe in it. Well, the buttons work now. Did that do it? Did that do a thing? Am I done? Do I have to go back down? I guess all the lights... Oh, do I just... Really? Do I just wait? Oh. Like, why do this? This isn't a puzzle. It's just padding the time. Sorry, I know I'm not being, like, particularly positive about this game. I actually do enjoy it. Like, I'm actually having fun. It's just... It's like Lost Syndrome. In fact, that's actually a great analogy for this. This is the Lost of video games. None of this means anything, but they're trying really hard to make you think it does.
Quickly, the air is thin. The little faces turn blue, Mandus. They suffocate, they suffocate.
Sorry, that was a TIE Fighter sound. I have you now.
Daddy!
Nope. Okay, does that do a thing? Nope. Okay, is there another button? There's a door.
Now, Mandus, set them free. Set them all free.
Like, this is a cool environment, but there's no setup. I don't even know what this thing does. Like, what is this? What am I looking at? Wait. Wait a minute. Do I go back here? If anybody isn't following has said neo-pronouns or something Hitler would have used, well, it's very progressive of Hitler, I guess. Doesn't make up for much. Oh my god, did I seriously just run around in a circle to press that button? Was that a metaphor for something? Oh no. Wait, what? How did I get thrown back? The glass didn't break.
I breathe again. I rise. I will rise to bleach the sky and still the water. I will spin the world wheel and set the future upon the path to redemption.
Where are my children? You promised me my children!
My time is come. More pig. More pig.
Ank more pork.
Boys, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's what this game should have been called. Ank more pork. Oh my god. Those Pinocchio children. Look, Haz is intelligent. I didn't say it wasn't nuts. He's a wild card. He can be like super lucid and have some really interesting takes on things, and then he can just be... I just clock out at that point. Like, where are we now? What happened? We're in an elevator.
And, emerging, I raised my head to an uncaring sun, and I cursed this world of pain and despair.
No!
This civilization built on the ricketed bones of the unfortunate, on the greed and swell of mammon and empire. Cradling a stone egg in my jacket, I kissed my children farewell, and I crawled my way home.
Yeah, so the stone egg is obviously a broken, because you can hear the C in it, right? The stone egg is a broken orb. See, those are way scarier than the man pigs. Okay. Can a man construct himself anew? Can a man, on realizing who he is and what he has become, tear himself apart down to the bricks and begin again? Are our souls just this, tiny cogwheels and clockwork and intricate machines to serve a function that upon reflection we might set to a new task? Can a man, defined by his actions, defined by that which he now finds abhorrent, set to sabotaging this body, his machine, until those children of his soul turn in new motion, and he may awake to a new sun, a new year, and a new century with hope in his heart? As I reach my hands to the exposed wires, I ask myself this: is redemption possible for such a creature as I? And if not, then surely better to die amongst my creations than to continue to live as a monster. When did he write this down? Why is this, like, falling from the ceiling? See, there's so much you could do with this. Like the sort of the mechanistic language. Like, we could actually, like, have an interesting, insane moralist utopian guy with, like, a crazy liberal philosophy, like a crazy liberal mechanistic philosophy. And he just, like...
Where are my children?
Why do you ask, Landis? You know the answer well enough.
I think we'll call it here. We've been going for a little while. It's getting late. We'll finish this game tomorrow, maybe. Either we'll finish the game tomorrow, or I'll look at the Demon Mama and Hans of Harker debate on education, because that's something that's sort of important to me as a topic. So, this guy sounds like Faramir from Lord of the Rings. Yeah, a little bit actually. What are those mid-breaks? Like, you know how in Death Note they would go to an ad break and come back with showing some cards, cryptic writing? What is this game doing with that feature? I don't know. Like, it's weird. Like, where are we? Like, there's no continuity in terms of location. And it's not like it's been established that this is like a psychological construction, so there's some kind of symbolic significance to the locations. They're just machine settings, and they're cool, except they're all, like, disjointed. So it's all just random. Like, this could be so spooky and so intense. Like, imagine this with, like, Alien Isolation structure. It would be so good. In fact, Alien Isolation basically does this better, because you're actually in, like, an extreme capitalistic setting in which everything is instrumentalized. And everyone's just like a slave to some corporation or something. It's super dark and super oppressive and interesting and dense. And this could have had that feeling of depth, like the feeling of like the immensity of Sevastopol Station just bearing down you everywhere. You feel that. It's so cool. When we get to Alien Isolation, you'll see that. It's such a good game. This could have been that, and it was a devolution. It wasn't an evolution on the form. But anyways, we'll save and exit for here before it crashes. I'm kind of amazed it didn't already. And we'll continue this. We'll continue this tomorrow. Maybe. Alright, well, without further ado, thanks everybody for joining me tonight. Have a good night.